What is going on, everyone? Anthony here, and welcome back to another video here on Let's Talk Resident Evil, covering the brand new Resident Evil 4 Trailer 3 that was dropped at the State of Play. And there is a lot to talk about here. I am going to be stopping the video a lot. I'm going to be playing it, talking about it. Let's dive right into this thing and see what we can find. Let's do this. Rated M for intense violence, blood and gore, and strong language.
You see, we are all connected through the holy body.
So we're all connected through the holy body. So that's Saddler's voice coming in. We haven't really seen Saddler since the first trailer. So this right here, you can actually see, this is definitely Leon's silhouette walking in the center here. This looks like the caves or the ruins here. And Ashley is laying out on the table here, probably infected at this point. But that's the one thing you saw a lot in this trailer, is them pretty much being controlled by Saddler. And this looks like Leon is approaching Ashley, probably after one of the many times she's kidnapped in this game. If they still do that multiple times, I don't know, but let's see.
We are all connected through the holy body.
This right here is a really cool image. It's very dark. You have the cultist praying in a circle here. You have fresh blood in the center. You got the insignia logo of the Los Illuminados hanging from the chains all around. And you have a body that is transformed into a parasite with its arms kind of, stretched out with his hands open. It's a very crazy looking image. And I like this, though, because the lighting here, I mean, the castle is my favorite part of the original. So the fact that we're seeing so much of this in this trailer does get me really excited. And it's looking grotesque. I like it.
When you need only accept the sacred gift.
Oh, man. We know where this is. This is at the bottom of the pit where Salazar sends Leon to his death, or so he thinks, until he pulls out the grapple hook. And this is where you avoid getting impaled by spikes. And you can see there is people that aren't really so lucky in Salazar's castle. We have skeletal remains, some human bodies being impaled on the, well, not really so much humans, but probably Ganado bodies that are just being tossed for whatever reason. And people that deceive Salazar, you know. With a pile of bones right there in the center, it definitely shows you that he means business here. And of course, before we move on here and talk about this parasite, yes, the pit that has the spikes and everything, that is before Vertigo. We don't see that boss fight in this trailer, but hopefully that still ends up being right before we go further into the sewers. Now this right here, what we're seeing in the castle, is the Ganado being taken over by a parasite. But the difference with these little creepy crawly parasites here that used to crawl around is this time they actually stay attached to the Ganado, and you're about to see it run towards Leon, which is a cool little twist that they added on here.
Christ.
Look at that. So instead of jumping off the body, they actually stay on the body, which is pretty cool. We're going to run that back a little bit here. It still connects to his brain. You can see the little tentacles. You can see the melee vest next to Leon's health bar. And I wonder if we're also going to have bulletproof vests this time around as well. That'd be really cool, considering we do get shot at in this game when we're on the island. But yeah, a really cool addition to the parasite, and I think it's really cool how they lunge at you. All right, so this is another section of the ruins or the caves, and I feel like this is where we're going to be seeing a lot of Saddler. You could see he does have his two cloaked men with him, or women, I'm not sure. We don't know who these people are that are with Saddler and why those two specifically are with him. But this is where Ashley is sprawled out on the table and completely infected, and Saddler is pretty much taunting Leon as Leon gets overtaken by the Los Plagas. So let me run that just back from the beginning here.
You see, we are all connected through
We're all connected through the holy body.
When you need only accept the sacred gift.
We need only accept the sacred gift.
Christ. Like she did.
Like she did. So at this point, he's probably just saying, you know, she's already accepted it. She's already turned over to the Las Plagas. Why don't you turn over to it? And this is the first front shot of Sadler that we get. And this looks really dope. I love his like gray eyes, and his head is like, you know, it has these veins on it. It almost looks like it's ready to burst, which of course probably goes into what happens when he transforms later. I wonder if he's going to use his cloaked minions to transform, similar to how Salazar kind of transforms in the original, but we'll see what Sadler actually has when it comes to a final form. But here we see the veins on Leon's face as well. It looks like he is, you know, pretty much frozen, or it seems like he's not able to actually move in this moment when Sadler's kind of taunting him and telling him, give in just like Ashley did. Ooh.
Temperance, child.
All right. So that's Ashley drawing a knife on Leon. Takes his knife from him.
Temperance, child.
Temperance child. And you could see her eyes are all red. She's got the veins in her face and everything like that. So we are going to see a lot more of infected, or I should say Leon and Ashley fighting the infected Las Plagas through themselves, trying not to give in to Sadler's demands and how he's controlling them. But here it really does seem like we see Ashley rebel against Leon because of her being under the influence of this parasite. And the knife being drawn, the gun that was aimed at Leon while her face was all veiny in the other trailer, it all adds up to Leon's got to have it pretty rough this go around. He's got to deal with Ashley getting infected. He's got to deal with himself getting infected. There's a lot on the line here, and I like it, though, because it draws up some more questions that we have on how they're going to really handle the characters with Sadler, and how Sadler is going to have maybe more presence in this game. He seems to be a little bit more intimidating this time around because he is, you know, really getting the upper hand with controlling them.
I've taken delivery of preparing some entertainment for you.
Some entertainment for you. So if we go back here,
For you.
I love that kick.
For you.
Huh!
Some
So this is the platform. You can see the spiral staircase on the bottom there, and I really like the fact that they have the lift back in here. Of course, there's not red coats, but it looks like we still have the cultist Ganados.
I've taken delivery of preparing.
And one thing that I like here is the tattoos on the Ganados. I like the shirtless Ganados have the writing on them and stuff like that. Very unique and cool. I like that some of them look like they just came from the sewers, I like that there's some variety here, even more so. And maybe we do get the red coats, maybe just in a different spot. I wonder if we'll be able to also shove the barrels down and knock them down when they come up the stairs. But the platform fight is always very infamous for being a little bit tricky on professional, depending on what you're up against. But, in the original, if you just roundhouse kick them off, that seems to do the trick. And that's what Leon does here, where he shoots them and parries and kicks. So smooth. So much more. You can see the red glowing from their eyes. I think that's just really again, like a really cool way to have some variety. And I love the castle enemies. And again, seeing the castle, which is my favorite part, just in the RE engine, has me really excited. And they kept the lift. The entertainment, says Leon. And you can see the insignia on the top left there. And right here we have the original parasite from the village that we've seen before. But to the right, that looks like the parasite that can take Leon's head off in one hit. Now, of course, in this game, you can actually fight back, so it's a little bit different. But if you look at the mouth and how it opens up and has teeth and everything, doesn't it remind you of something? It looks very similar to the Hunter Gamma and how that looked when it was attacking Jill in Resident Evil 3 Remake. And it also looks very similar to the Gravedigger, which is pretty cool. So Again, don't really know if that was intentional or not, but it's something worth noting that it kind of reminds me of that. And Leon's right next to an explosive barrel here. So right here, you can actually stab it right when it attacks you, which is pretty cool. I'm assuming if you miss this, Leon's head might go missing. So we had a creepy Salazar laugh right there. We got to roll that back. So right here, we have them tossing some bombs on Leon and Ashley when you have to shoot the cannon on the front of the castle there. And it looks like there's some medallions in the background there. I don't know if that's what it is, but you can see a little blue thing hanging in the window there, and then one on the top left. So I'm not sure if that's a different location for a medallion. We know they can appear in several locations, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, I always liked this part in the original, and I'm happy they kept it.
I'll make it cheap for you. I'll make it cheap for you.
So I think he said, I'll make it chill for you. But the one thing, if you notice, if you go back here, I'll go back a little bit. If you look at Leon's arms, they are really veiny and infected looking. So Luis obviously has stuff for Leon and Ashley to suppress the parasite's growth. And that's what happens in the original. And I think that's what he's holding in his hand. Now, the one thing that I love about this immediately is that Luis is in the game more. This is a literal game changer, guys. The fact that Luis is with you more than just the cabin, he's with you in the mines. And that's where we're seeing Leon and Luis right here in the trailer. And I'm sure Luis is still going to try to help them as much as he can.
I'll make it chill for you.
I think he's saying, I'll make it chill for you. It's kind of hard to hear with the music. They got the Krauser fight music coming on right now, and it sounds actually superb. Like, I actually really like this track so far from what I'm hearing. So, and here we go. We have Leon and Luis fighting both Gigantes, and this is a great team up. I love the fact that this is a 2v2 now. This is awesome. He's still rocking the Red 9, it looks like, Luis, and Leon is rocking the TMP, and I love the design of the Giants here, and I love the fact that they added all the armor and stuff to the other Gigante. That's really cool, and it looks like we could still drop them in the lava pit, so hopefully we can still do that and maybe get a twofer. Who knows?
Always like this with you?
Is it always like this with you? Yes. If you're with Leon, Luis, it is.
How about you open fire instead of your mouth?
How about you open fire instead of your mouth? Yeah, Luis is going to still crack those jokes. So as you can see down here, we have one of the Bella sisters here, and this is really fucking cool. They have this fight in the mines, and I wonder if there is going to be a sister to this, or it's just going to be a one-off. Either way, this is really cool to see, and again, Leon and Luis are fucking shit up in the mines. I like it. Boom. I love Luis doing the kick. All right, and here we go, chat room. This is the moment we've been waiting for, the moment we've been waiting to see. Here we are.
Long time no see.
Long time no see. So, I have to admit, I do like his design here. I do think he looks pretty cool, and I can't wait to see what we see him, turn into. But the voice acting is a little rough compared to how it used to sound. It's just very different and jarring to hear because you're not used to it. You're used to, like, been a long time, comrade. And now it's like, long time no see. Like, it just sounds like a little, like, I don't know, a little bit of a different approach to Krauser, I guess. I mean, they're still trying to make him be a badass, and he looks badass, but I know that's going to be a hard sell for most folk.
Krauser? Why?
Krauser, why? And he's flipping the knife. Look at this. We got the bolt thrower with the attached mine ready to go to knock down a bunch of the shielded enemies and how they surround you. I think the attached mines are going to come in handy.
You can't save.
Look at that. Boom. And if you look right there at the very top of the weapon selection, that is, in fact, the broken butterfly. Hopefully we could still find it in the castle, and Ashley can still help us attain it. And Krauser's like, you can't save her.
You can't save anyone.
So there he is. You can't save anyone. So, again, it's... I wonder if that dialogue is going to be kind of turned up a little bit between Krauser and Leon. Obviously, we already are hearing a little bit of a different exchange, and I'm sure there will be that conversation when we fight him in person, back and forth as we're fighting him in real time. And here we go. Leon's about to take the Ganado to Suplex City. Boom. That's so satisfying. That was always satisfying in the original, and I'm so happy they brought it back. So this right here is a shot of Ashley using a lantern, going through the library in the dark. Her having a lantern is a pretty cool feature here, and I also like the fact that the stealth elements will probably play a part in her section. I'm not sure if they're going to give her stuff to throw like before with the lamps, but we'll see. And she's asking what's going to happen to her. But this is a really cool shot right here because guess what? That's the knight in the armor with the parasite bulging out, and that is awesome. It's so cool to see them return, and the fact that they're actually lurking around this time as you enter. Maybe this is after the Stonewall puzzle, who knows, but this is really cool that they have them kind of lurking around this section of the castle where Ashley has to explore. Really creepy.
We gotta keep moving forward. We will beat this.
It's gonna happen to me.
We gotta keep moving forward.
Look at that. You can just dip set everything they throw at you. And that's really cool. You know, I do like the fact that you can dip and dodge that stuff because they do throw a lot of shit at you in the original, and the only way to really get out of the way is to shoot it. And, you know, I always find myself wishing I could just dodge or duck under shit that's thrown other than just shooting it. But this is the infamous room that is a little bit of a challenge on Professional with the cranks and fighting off waves of enemies here. And I love the look of the castle, man. I love the lighting here. And, man, I can't believe that I'm actually seeing this redone because it does look really fucking cool. This is the most anticipated part of that, you know. This is my most anticipated. This is the area I was most looking forward to seeing. And, man, this is blowing away expectations.
We will beat this.
Look at that. She's using the crank. She's on the left side. Leon's got the semi-auto zooming in, which is, you know, you got a semi-auto at this part, which I think in the original, you only got the bolt action up until this point, but maybe I'm wrong there. But yeah, I mean, I always love the sniping in Resident Evil 4, so I'm sure it's going to be just as punchy in the remake.
Together.
Thanks.
So this is Leon just reassuring that they're going to beat this, they're going to get through it. And they don't look as infected at this part in the castle, so maybe this is all just building up as it does in the original. Both voice actors are doing a great job here, and yeah, I can't wait to hear more dialogue from them.
Then come, Sancho Panza. Let us rescue the Princess Dulcinea.
Luis going off and having the sense of humor. Not sure who they're talking to here or who they're talking about. Looks like they're facing someone.
You're gonna hurt yourself.
Leon's like, you're going to hurt yourself. So they're probably entering the mines, or this is probably the start of the mines. Probably at some point, Leon got some kind of medicine because his veins are gone. He doesn't look as, like, infected here. But who knows? Again, they're showing stuff out of order as well. So, but again, Luis has that quirky joke, you know, cracking jokes and stuff like that. I don't mind Luis. I don't mind his design or the voice acting. I know that's another thing that some people talk about. But so far from what I'm seeing, I actually dig Luis here. And he's like, hey, why the hell did you take that? He's like, I've been helping your ass and everything, and you can't give me my weapon? Come on. All right, and we got Mike back. But all right, this is the first section of Mike's shootout. If you remember, there's always the turret up top, and you can see the turret in the distance. That all lines up just like the original. And we have a parasite just sitting there waiting for Leon as Leon's getting shot down. And this is really cool. Obviously, I want the HAR to also be tuned up on this island, so I don't have a problem with them having the action and the shooting back in here because we expected this when they said Mike was coming back. Capcom talked about that last week a little bit. So we expected Mike to come back, and here it is. We finally see the island. in RE4 Remake, and this looks good. This looks good so far. So I'm looking forward to seeing everything. I want to see it all, but I just want them to also crank up the horror on the island a little bit. And of course, we haven't seen regenerators yet, but I'm sure they'll save that for the actual game, I hope. Look at Mike just blowing shit up, doing what he does best. Again, really cool to see. They have the layout pretty much exactly the same with how it was in the original. And Luis saying, this is kind of fun while they fly off the rails here. Now, the whole mine section is redone here with Luis, but you're not just shooting people on a row of carts as they jump down. It is like your cart to the right, you can see the health meter, and it looks like you can't get hit a certain amount of times. So obviously they have that kind of implemented. So obviously they have, if you look on the right to the health meter, the cart actually has health this time around. So that's a little bit new, where before you just had Leon's health. And you have the chainsaw gun to your left, people shooting bow and arrows to the right. So you really got to be on your shit, and you got to hit those barrels, because that looks like what is surrounding a lot of areas here. Like that. If this part wasn't funny before in the original, it's even more funny now, because they're going really fast down these tracks.
Ahead! You're kidding.
It's like, hit the ramp, and they go flying. That was funny. And here's Saddler here.
Yes.
Ah, yes.
The time has come.
The Garrador. Oh my god. That is so dope. He still towers over Leon. He just gets slashed there. This right here reminds me of the insect hive that is in the caves. And I don't really know where this is supposed to be exactly, because it does look like it is underground. However, you do see the beams and the lift and everything that this thing is on, and Saddler's chanting. It does kind of give me Final Fight Saddler vibes, but I don't know why, that would be shown here exactly. But then it also looks like an insect hive mind. I don't know. What do you think? But the Garrador, man, look at that. Oof, he just looked. You see the parasite on his back and everything. And it looks like it still takes place in the basement too, where you actually find him. His eyes are stitched shut. That's so cool. This looks like the lab or hospital. If you look at the left there, you see the three little symbols for the door. Maybe that's a puzzle or something you have to do. But Ashley looks like she's beat. There we go, chat room. This is the Krauser fight in real time with the knife parry. Look at that. He still kicks your ass down.
I'm gonna get you home safe. I'm ready to die. Okay. I'm gonna get you home.
He still kicks your ass down. Leon's promising Ashley he's going to get her home safe, which at this point she's not looking too hot. This looks like it's the where Luis is shooting the red 9. Let me run that back too.
I'm gonna get you home safe.
This looks like the El Gigante room. I wonder though, hopefully that's not where Luis meets his demise. If you look at his face there, he looks a little worried, but I don't know. He's in the game a lot more, so he could go out either way. Now it's really it's one of those things where I think the Luis character will be changed for the better here, and I think his fate will be unknown, which would be pretty cool going into this game for the first time, not knowing what's going to happen. So look at that right there. Krauser can trip your ass up, and he jumps right on you. Time to die, rookie. Now this right here is... it's also in a shot behind Saddler in the screenshot breakdown that I'll be posting shortly after this. But this is the Las Plagas parasites in this rock that Saddler is standing in front of in the screenshot. You don't see it here in the trailer, but as Saddler's talking here and this Krauser theme is playing and it's getting more epic, it's a little hard to understand, but you can see that they're trying to show you a little bit more inside Saddler's realm, and I think we're going to see exactly where he gets these parasites from.
Exalt all!
Exhort all! And here is Ada.
Leon!
So that's her saying Leon.
Exalt all!
So I don't know.
Exalt all!
Another shot of Sadler with the, you can see the back of his head. It's almost like he's already transforming, or it's like he's half transformed in the back. You can just see the back of his head like peeled away. I didn't even notice that the first time. Wow. Yeah, I mean, this is the second shot we've seen of Ada, and she's saying Leon, so I don't know. That could be when she throws the rocket launcher, when she is trying to help him at various points of the game. Not sure, but again, I like the fact that they're kind of keeping Ada low-key, and hopefully we see more as it gets closer, if we will get any kind of separate ways or story with her, because she is very important in this game. And let it be so, says Sadler. So this right here reminds me of the shot from Resident Evil 3.5, the trailer, where Leon is kind of like screaming up at the camera. That's what this kind of reminds me of. As you can see, he's not looking very good. He's looking pretty infected here, and this does look towards the end of the game, or maybe in the ruins or the caves where he runs into Sadler. So this could be around that section. And the insects here. And the insects here are back in full swing, looking like a nuisance as always. These things are a pain in the ass in the original, and of course they're going to be here to annoy the shit out of us this time. I like them, though. I like the design.
This time, it has to be different.
And that is a complete different delivery than what we had before. So this right here, I would suspect that this is towards the very end of the game, and they're trying to get this parasite out of them. They are pretty much on the last leg right here, and yeah, I think what we see in this lab, that they show us is where they're going to get the parasite removed, just like in the original. Ashley is completely knocked out. So
it has to be different.
And you can see the light kind of turn on there. There's no one on the table, but that is the operating table. You could see the little zappers on the center, kind of in the center of the screenshot on the top. That zap the parasites. That's definitely where they're heading. So that would make sense. And I like the fact that he's like, this time it has to be different. But now he sounds like he's dying.
It has to be different.
Where in the first trailer, it was just like, this time it has to be different. You know, it's like, I wonder if that's something he says like that, where he says it like normal and then he kind of repeats that to himself later on, or he just ends up, you know, that was just a take for the trailer kind of thing. I don't know. Let me know. But yeah, that's it for the trailer. Resident Evil 4. And of course, there's this little section here. Time to cause some mayhem. The Mercenaries is back, all right? And it is free DLC. It isn't going to be launched with the game day one, which is kind of a bummer, but hopefully we actually get a solid Mercenaries mode, because it is a hell of a time in Resident Evil 4. I love it, and they did say it's coming back. They didn't show us anything, and of course, after the Mercenaries announcement, they show us the date again, and then they do this. Special demo coming soon, which, of course, we don't know when that is exactly, but hopefully we get it soon and we actually get our hands on the demo. So let me know down in the comments what you think of this brand new trailer number 3 and the breakdown. Let me know if I missed anything, and stay tuned, guys, because there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out in the next month. We are a month away from Resident Evil 4 Remake, so don't forget to smash that like button on this video. Don't forget to subscribe. I am at 19.9 subscribers. I am so close to 20K, so let's get there. Subscribe if you're new, and stick around as the road to Resident Evil 4 Remake continues.